How did Mihrimah Sultan die? Mihrimah Sultan was the only daughter of Sultan Suleyman the Magnificent and Hurrem Sultan, and sister of Sehzade Mustafa, Mehmet, Selim, Bayezid and Cihangir, born in 1522 and married to the mighty Rustem Pasha in 1539, who would later become the Grandvizier of Sultan Suleyman, and the second powerful man in the Ottoman Empire. Mihrimah Sultan gained much influence in the palace and politics. As Mihrimah Sultan was not an heir to the throne, she was not involved in the power struggle for the throne, and as such was one of the closest advisors to Kanuni Sultan Suleyman the Magnificent. Especially after the death of Hurrem Sultan, Mihrimah Sultan was the most trusted advisor to Suleyman the Magnificent. Rumors suggest she played a role in the fight for the Ottoman throne between Mahidevran Sultan, who was the mother of Sehzade Mustafa, and Hurrem Sultan, the mother of the other four princes. Because her husband was Rustem Pasha, it has been said that Mihrimah Sultan helped him to conspire against Sehzade Mustafa so one of her full-blood brothers could seize the throne. After the death of Sehzade Mustafa in 1553 by the order of Sultan Suleyman, believing that Mustafa was working together with the Persian Shah Tahmasp to overthrow Suleyman and seize the throne, and the much earlier death of Sehzade Mehmet and later on Sehzade Cihangir of sickness, even though he was never a rival for the throne because of his sickness and being considered too weak. The remaining princes, both sons of Hurrem Sultan, Sehzade Selim and Bayazid, went into a direct rivalry for the Ottoman center of power. As her mother, Mihrimah Sultan favored Sehzade Bayezid instead of Sehzade Selim. Sehzade Bayezid was liked by the army and people because of his warrior skills and bravery. But as always, rising popularity within the Ottoman heirs was considered to be a threat for the ruling sultan. In this case, Suleyman took Sehzade Bayezid further from the capital Istanbul, and Sehzade Bayezid feared that his life and that of his children was in danger. Finally, after uprising against Sehzade Selim and fleeing to the Safavid Empire, Sehzade Bayezid was considered to be a traitor and was killed by Sultan Suleyman in 1561. Leaving Sehzade Selim as the only remaining unrivaled heir to the throne upon the death of Ottoman Sultan Suleyman the Magnificent. As Sultan Suleyman died on the 7th of September 1566, Sehzade Selim became the new sultan. As Banu Sultan, the wife of Selim, gained more influence in the palace, Mihrimah Sultan was loyal to Selim and afterwards became one of his closest advisors in the palace. Just like her mother, she wrote letters to foreign rulers and kept the remaining days of her life busy with arts, charity and literature. Keeping away from politics, she died with a natural death at 25 January 1578 at the age of 55 in Istanbul.